It's time now for the Morning Rush.
Quick wrap of your news and weather. We'll start with Kristen Curry. Kristen.
We'll begin with our next big weather maker coming in the form of what's left of Tropical Storm Newton moving in later on today. You see the heavier showers starting to move into the southwestern corner and west central areas as early as noontime and continues to push into the state as we get towards the later part of this afternoon and evening. Back to you.
And as you get ready to head out the door, following the day's top local stories, we start with Catherine Mazzone.
Crystal, jury selection continues today in the murder trial of two former APD cops. This in despite of the defense's attempt yesterday to get the case dropped completely. The judge wouldn't allow it, but she did hand down orders to the special prosecutor. While defense attorneys argued DA Carrie Brandenburg compromised the case when she spoke to the press about it, she's no longer involved. She recused herself at the get-go. Former officers Keith Sandy and Dominique Perez are accused of killing James Boyd in the foothills 2 years ago. What else? The judge denied the defense and her orders to the prosecutor coming up in the 5 facts. Adam?
Shots fired! 19 PD, I'm not sure where he went. I might have been hit.
The man accused of shooting a Clovis police officer last week is now facing several charges. This is newly released lapel cam video showing the incident. Police say an officer pulled over Anthony Baca while he was on a bicycle. Baca took off running and shot the officer in the leg. After several days on the run, Baca turned himself in.
News this morning, John Uckel, a prominent professor of management and Latin American studies at UNM, has died. According to the Albuquerque Journal, he was a prominent part of the New Mexico accounting community. He died last Tuesday in Albuquerque after a fight with melanoma. He was 85 years old.
Remains of a missing Albuquerque woman found on the side of I-40 in Oklahoma could help crack a case. 24-year-old Veneranda Flores went missing in December 2014. Her body was found about 50 miles west of Oklahoma City back in April. Investigators arrested 40-year-old Juan Gonzalez of Glendale, Arizona last week. They have not said why they think he's the killer.
Developing news now, woman is facing DWI and child abuse charges after she and her 5-year-old son survived an airborne crash last month. APD says Nestor Martinez's car swerved into landscaping on Coors, then rolled down an embankment onto I-40. Martinez's son was in that car, suffered minor injuries. She later admitted to drinking almost a pint of rum that night before driving, according to police.
An Albuquerque Yaffle coach is on suspension today after getting arrested during a road trip to Gallup. Police say on Sunday morning at a hotel, an assistant coach told officers the coaches had been drinking, and when they got back to their room, Joshua Alou pulled a gun and said he wanted to wake up parents to talk. Court records show a Joshua Alou has been convicted of DWI, domestic violence, and a felony in the past.
Taking a live look out at Washington, D.C. this morning, where Congress remains deadlocked on funding to combat the Zika virus. Senate Democrats, returning from their summer recess yesterday, blocked a $1.1 billion Zika funding package, citing restrictions on Planned Parenthood. Some Republicans signal a compromise could come by the end of the month.
Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump will both speak at a national security forum in New York today. Campaigning in the South yesterday, Clinton accused Trump of proposing dangerous military plans. Trump said the country is, quote, going to hell because of Clinton's policies. A CNN ORC poll out Tuesday shows Trump leading Clinton by 2 points nationally.
Meanwhile, Green Party candidate Jill Stein could face criminal trespassing charges for what she did during protests of the Dakota Access Pipeline. Stein joined protesters who are attempting to stop construction on the $3.8 billion project. Yesterday, a judge temporarily put a stop to construction in some areas. Protesters say other areas, including tribal burial sites, are still vulnerable.
Former Hurricane Newton has been downgraded to a tropical storm and now has sustained winds down to 70 miles per hour. It's on a path to northern Mexico after slamming into the resorts of Mexico's southern Baja. Newton has claimed at least 2 lives already. It came ashore near the Los Cabos resorts yesterday morning. Remnants of Tropical Storm Newton are expected to make their way to New Mexico today, and Kristen's been tracking that.
That's exactly what's going to fuel our rain chances this afternoon. Metro threat index out of 5. When those showers move into the metro area this afternoon, we'll be watching for the threat of a localized flooding underneath some of those heavier showers. Also some lightning. Target time could pick up a little bit of light rain this morning. I'm thinking this afternoon, this evening, we'll see some of those stronger showers and thunderstorms try and make it into the metro, with the bullseye being out over the southwestern corner of the state. Crystal?
I feel really heartbroken that they closed without giving us any insight or hope that something else will come of it.
On to this developing story. Hundreds of New Mexico students are now without a school after ITT Tech shut down recently. The feds have investigated ITT for fraud. Some existing students say they were assured things were okay. It's unclear if any of the students' credits will transfer to other colleges.
PayPal and MasterCard are teaming up now to make it easier for users of the online payment system to pay with a MasterCard. Starting next year, customers will be able to transfer money to their MasterCard debit cards instantly. PayPal struck a similar deal with Visa last July. Sarah?
Changing the way we look at energy consumption. A UNM professor and his students have developed a computer game called the Energy Surge System. It's a game designed to be played in 3 stages, learning about how much wattage household appliances use, then a quiz to earn tokens to move them further along in the game. Professor Nick Flores says partnering a boring topic like energy conservation with a game provides a more effective way of learning and brings awareness to finding alternative energy resources. Crystal?
On to news happening today. Safety Week at UNM continues with sessions on preventing violence and presentations for faculty and staff. Last night, a group of students were given an area of campus to inspect during a campus safety walk. They wrote down what parts of UNM lack good lighting, have poor signage, or overgrown shrubs. The university promises to look into and fix the issues.
All right, let's get a look at traffic this morning as we approach the 7 o'clock hour. Want to find out how your drive is going to look like on the way to work or school this morning. Things are looking clear across the metro. No major issues to report. If anything does happen, you'll hear it right here on KRQE this morning and on the news app.
And I need you to find an adult that you trust and tell them that you're being hurt, and keep telling them until they listen.
Remember this guy, 13-year-old Donovan Smith, the boy who gained national attention for his soap-making skills, is getting noticed now for this Facebook video. He made it to fight child abuse. The video in honor of 10-year-old Victoria Martins has already gotten 2,000 views. He says he wants to continue his community work by creating a nonprofit to teach other kids how to make soap or launch their own business-like ideas.
All right, time now for the 5 facts you need to know before you go this morning.
And number 5 this morning, a national article says the best tacos in New Mexico are at a restaurant in Albuquerque. BuzzFeed ranked El Paisa Taqueria on Bridge near La Vega as the #1 spot in the state based on their Yelp reviews. Customers raved about their barbacoa, asada, and carnitas tacos.
Are you hungry now?
I'll take one of each just to try.
Number 4 now, UNM is looking to make its campus safer. It will soon get a list of things to do from students. Last night, groups of students were given an area of campus to inspect during that campus safety walk. I just told you about that. But now they're going to write down what areas they think need to be addressed. The university promises they will look at adding more lighting, possibly check out the overgrown shrubs, and make sure the campus is safer.
At number 3, be sure to grab the umbrella. We have more of those spotty to scattered showers and storms possible within the metro area. Temperatures cooler nearly statewide with a lot of cloud cover. Bullseye for potential flooding rains today will be over west central and southwest New Mexico.
At number 2 this morning, new dramatic TV ads urging everyone to report child abuse are getting a lot of attention. They show kids asking for help. These new ads, released in the wake of recent child abuse cases and the murder of Victoria Martins, urge anyone who witnesses or even suspects child abuse to call the state's child abuse hotline #SAFE. Since Victoria Martin's death, the number of reports to CYFD have increased significantly.
That brings us to number 1 now. This morning, prosecutors in the murder trial of 2 former APD cops will likely start working on a letter to Bernalillo County's DA. She recused herself from that trial. The letter will be cautioning her about making future statements to the media about this case. The 2 on trial, like Catherine Mazzone just reported, Keith Sandy and Dominique Perez, they're facing second-degree murder charges for the killing of homeless camper James Boyd in the foothills back in 2014. Yesterday, a judge denied the defense's motion for dismissal or change of venue, but made an order when they asked the judge to reprimand prosecutors for public statements before that trial. Again, that order is to send that letter.
Lots ahead on Fox New Mexico after the break. We'll see you on the other side. Have a great day, everybody.